Hi, I'm Allison Tedford here with SavvyMom, and I'm going to be speaking with Jenn Falik about all things pumpkin. Halloween is approaching and pumpkin carving time is here. Have you ever tried to carve a pumpkin and it just comes up a total Pinterest fail? Well, we've got lifestyle blogger Jenn Falik here to show us how anybody can make a perfect pumpkin. So Jenn, what do you need to look for when you're picking your perfect pumpkin?
So the first step in picking the perfect pumpkin is finding one that is medium size. Those are typically the best for carving. And consider before you go what kind of design you think you want to achieve, because that's going to decide whether you want a pumpkin that's a little more wide or one that's a little bit more on the tall side. And ideally find one that has a flat bottom. The flat bottom is going to make it easier to stand up, and that makes the whole carving process much more seamless.
That's great. What do you do to get the pumpkin ready for carving?
So the prep process begins with cutting a circle out of the bottom of the pumpkin. Typically people think to cut a circle out of the top and pull the stem off and place a light source inside, but actually it's so much easier and probably safer too to cut the circle out of the bottom, then you can place the pumpkin on top of your light source. The next step is going to be to scoop out all the pulp and the mush inside. That can get messy. So I've actually teamed up with Pumpkin Masters, and they make these great kits that have all the tools you need for carving the perfect pumpkin. They're good, they're durable, they're safe to use, and this is the scooper that I love to just use to scoop out everything that's inside. Then once you're done with the scooping, you can rinse off the seeds if you'd like and put some cinnamon sugar on them, toss them in the oven. You can even use the pumpkin mush as a face mask. It has great enzymes in there to help exfoliate the skin. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with that once it's scooped out. And then those are really all the main steps to get your pumpkin ready for carving.
So once you've prepped your pumpkin, how do you pull off a design that'll make you look like a pro?
Definitely buy a pumpkin carving kit. It is going to make it so much easier for it to look like you are a master and not end up with a total disaster. So I love the Pumpkin Masters kits because there's no experience needed. Everything's in one package, and there's design options in there. There's a booklet that has all these different design ideas. So here's one that's on the easier side, which I like because, I'm still working on honing all those skills. And these transfer right onto the pumpkin. So it's right there. You can just carve around it, and there's instructions step by step how to do it. So you can kind of decide with your family which design you want to go for and put it right on the pumpkin and carve away.
That's so cool. What are some other fun ways to celebrate Halloween with your family?
I love doing fun craft activities with my kids leading up to Halloween. It makes the holiday feel a little bit longer, like more of a month-long event. So this is something that's fun to do. We make these little ghosts because they're so easy. You can just take an old sheet, cut it up into squares, get some black pipe cleaner, use cotton balls even or stuffing, whatever you want. Make these, put little eyes on them. You can even make them fancier if you want and put some decorations on their ghost clothing. And you can hang them from trees in your front yard, use them for a scavenger hunt, even fill big clear vases with them and use it as a decoration for a Halloween party. And we also love decorating kind of our mode of transportation for the trick-or-treating night. If you've got young kids, it's fun to take their stroller or their bicycle or even their wagon and make that part of the costume. Something they can get involved in doing and putting poster board up on a wagon to make it look like a spaceship. There's so many fun, creative ways that you can actually incorporate the mode of transportation into the costume, which is fun for them, and it makes your night, at least in my experience, so much easier.
Those are awesome ideas. Where can we get ideas for our pumpkin decorating inspiration?
I recommend checking out pumpkinmasters.com, and you can also find them on Facebook. There's a lot of great tutorial videos and tips for helping you to carve the pumpkin that will be the envy of the whole neighborhood.
Thank you so much for all of your handy tips and advice. It's so great.
Oh, you're welcome.